Hey there, guys. Welcome to another quick review on the Azzaro Most Wanted. This is the Intense, and this is the Intense EDT. So you could see, obviously, it's a lighter gradient. This one's a little darker. You can see that in the light; it becomes pretty obvious. Uh, yeah, so the juice is a lighter juice. Now, let's start with the EDT, and then we can move on to the EDP. The EDT, this one, let me just tell you just a quick background as to how I got this one. This I got it by accident. So I went into the store. I think it was earlier this year, um, and I was there mainly for the EDP version of the Intense. Um, and I saw this one. I just didn't see the box clearly. I because I went in to buy it because I really liked the notes. I liked what I was hearing, so I went in. I did use the tester ones. I did try it out, and I straight away I liked that one. And by mistake, I got the EDT version. And what can you do? Because I came home, opened the box, and then I was like, "Ooh, this! Why does the liquid look so light?" So it is what it is. Um, this one, I'll put the notes up right there. There's not much, to be honest. If you see the notes, it's just three notes. So the mainly it's just a fresh scent. It's just the lavender, in the mid note that plays the thing, and the bergamot. I mean, the little fresh bergamot comes up. It's not a very pronounced bergamot, so it's just a fresh, simple, easy, sort of slightly soapy sort of a scent. Um, it's very uninspiring, to be honest. Um, I don't see the point of this. You have so many alternates out there that perform even better. This one's, I think the perform. It's an EDT end of the day. I mean, understand that it's not like one of those long-lasting Kenzo EDTs and all. Nah, it's your super typical EDT. It's just maybe I would be honest. I'll say it's maybe a hour and a half, 2 hour thing. After that, yeah, maybe I don't smell it, but that's about it. It's just super light, airy, fresh. The lavender comes up, slight bergamot in the open, a- and basically it just dries down. So even the dry down is so uninspiring. It's about like hour and a half, 2 hours, and EDT. So if you think you want something light, maybe you're going to travel on a plane or something, and you don't want to annoy people next to you. You want to carry a scent. Um, you could carry something like this. Just spray on a couple of sprays. At least you refresh yourself, and then you won't be it won't be too potent. You won't be like projecting insanely or something. And yeah, that's the only use case I can see for this. I mean, if you like something like that, you get tons of other options. So yeah, the sprayer is just your usual sprayer. There's nothing special about the sprayers. I mean, they're not like loud burst, or they're not like those pressurized. I mean, pressurized atomizers are just way too overrated anyway. It gets the job done. It's fine. I paid full retail. I just feel like kicking myself for that. Yeah, I paid, I think, about $70, something like that, back in the day. That was actually full retail for this, so it was $70. And yeah, so yeah, that's about it with the EDT. It's not much to talk about it. Let's bring the EDP intense. Now things get interesting over here. I liked the intense better than the parfum. The regular one, the one that came before this. I kind of liked this a little better. I felt it was kind of darker. It wasn't like it's probably not as much of a compliment getter, if you want to say, compared to the previous, the regular EDP. But this one, I think, is, yeah, it's really nice. It gives you. Let me just quickly show you the notes over here. They're not much. It's the caramel note in this one. That's going to be the most dominant note, actually. So although it's like a toffee-ish caramel, that note, you get a very good Christmassy vibe, in it. So imagine, you have a Christmas table, you have like a freshly baked rum cake that's just come out. and then you have like, bottle of wine next to it. You kind of like amalgamate those two, the wine and, a nicely freshly baked plum cake. So you get a little bit of that booziness and the sweetness, the toffee, that whole holiday vibe going on. Yeah, this basically just gives you the same vibe. So that's the easiest way to explain this one. Performance is pretty good on this one, actually. Yeah, this is pretty good. This will do, I would say, because I usually do a combination of skin and clothes. So I mean, in winters, I went about, I think I will say about 7 sprays of this. um, s- Two on skin, either side of the neck, and the rest were on clothes. And this was projecting for at least 2.5 hours of good projection, and then it sort of creates a bubble around you for at least the next couple of hours. So all in all, you will have a good, I would say, 5-6 hours of a nice bubble going. And after that, it's still there on clothes. If people come into your close proximity, they're still going to get whiffs of this. So yeah, it's a good scent like that. I would say it's a slightly darker version of the regular wanted, the EDP, the one with the slightly lighter colored gradient liquid. um, so for me, this is the intense EDP again. I like this one. This is a nice. I think this was a nice buy for me. I enjoyed this one. This is a great scent. Winters, you could do this summers as well. Just make sure you don't go over 2 or 3 sprays or something like that, so that you're not going to annoy anyone. So this could, but this would shine primarily in like fall, winter. Um, yeah. So great send this one. This is a great profile. I think it's still a bit juvenile. I'll tell you that it's still a little juvenile. I won't say it's all grown up now. It's not like the previous one. You still have that little bit, that sweetness, the childish sweetness that comes up, the bubblegum sweetness. Yeah, but I enjoy it. To be honest, I enjoy it. I'm freaking 41, and I enjoy that bubblegum sweetness because it's not too loud of a bubblegum sweetness, because you tend to get more of that, that alcoholic, that boozy, a little boozy, caramelly sort of sweetness as well. But it does have, the Azzaro Most Wanted DNA in it for sure. There's no doubt on that. Resembles, I think it comes more closer for me personally. I would say it's closer to the Stronger With You Absolutely than the Intensely. So you see the difference between the Intensely and the Absolutely. I mean, if you do know that, the Absolutely is slightly more darker, smokier. This is what this is. It reminds me of that. I enjoy that, so I probably, which is why I also enjoy this. Yeah, because they both give you a little bit of that little slight dark gourmandy sort of a feel. I like that. I don't like the too overly vibrant, in your face gourmand, in your face vanillas. Nah, not that. But I still enjoy my sweetness. So yeah, this was a good buy. This is more masculine leaning for sure. Anyone over the age of, I mean, 20 and over, you could pull this off. I bet some women can pull this off as well. I mean, it's just that I feel it's a little masculine leaning, but I mean, what do I know? All right, guys. Having said all that, okay, I bought this one. I think I bought it retail, but of course, I bought it a little later through discounters. I think I got it for about, if I'm not mistaken, 55. I think I got it for about $55, something like that. So yeah, so the spray is exactly the same as the EDT, so there's nothing much. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you soon. Bye.